What Hamilton has just said to Ferrari has sent shockwaves across the Formula One paddock, and honestly, it's unlike anything we've heard from him before. He didn't hold back, calling the SF25 alien, and that word alone tells you this isn't just another frustrated comment after a tricky weekend. For a 7-time world champion who has been used to cars that feel like an extension of himself, this is huge. Back at Mercedes, every car adapted to him. Every upgrade, every tweak was shaped by his instincts, turning him into the untouchable benchmark of consistency and dominance. Now at Ferrari, Hamilton is facing a machine that fights back against his natural style, and he isn't afraid to call it out. The implications are massive. The SF5 isn't just underperforming on paper. It's misaligned with the driver's instincts. Hamilton has described it as a car that punishes him for carrying speed, that snaps back when he tries to find flow, and that forces him into driving habits that feel unnatural. Imagine a dancer forced to step out of rhythm every time the music changes. That's what he's up against on the track. Qualifying sessions become a battle, while race pace shows glimpses of his old brilliance once he can settle into rhythm. The gap between Saturday and Sunday results? That's proof it's the car, not the driver. And here's the thing, he's not just venting. This is a message to Ferrari. The problem is structural. It's about the DNA of the car, and until they address it, Hamilton can't perform at the level that made him a legend. For a team desperate to end a nearly 2-decade title drought, ignoring this would be a massive risk. Now, I want to hear from you. In one word, how would you describe the SF5? Drop it in the comments. And here's a quick poll. Do you think Hamilton's struggles are mostly about the car or him adapting? Car DNA B, driver adapting. While you think about that, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Every subscriber helps us get closer to our goal of 1,000 and keeps you up to date with the biggest F1 revelations. Stick around because in the next chapter, we'll break down exactly what Hamilton means when he talks about the SF25's DNA and why it punishes his natural style. So what does Hamilton really mean when he talks about the SF25's DNA? Let's break it down. He's not just complaining about a slightly tricky setup or a bad weekend. He's describing a car built around a philosophy that fundamentally clashes with his natural driving style. The SF25 has a sharp front end and a nervous rear that demands snappy, aggressive inputs. For a driver like Hamilton, who thrives on smooth rhythm and flow, it's like trying to dance in a straitjacket. Every corner, every brake, every throttle application requires him to wrestle with the car rather than work with it. That's why qualifying has been so brutal. The car punishes even minor mistakes, leaving him exposed when he needs precision the most. But Hamilton isn't just venting frustration. He's giving a masterclass in understanding how driver and machine interact. On Sundays, when he can settle into the race and adapt his style, he recovers much of that lost performance. That's why his drives through the field often show flashes of brilliance, even if starting positions keep him off the podium. It's a clear sign the issue isn't his talent. It's the car's philosophy, the way it's engineered, and the way it responds to his inputs. It's structural. Here's where it gets interesting for us as fans. The SF25's behavior isn't just a technical footnote, it's a window into what makes Hamilton tick. We see why he dominated at Mercedes for so long. Those cars were built around his instincts. He didn't have to adapt, the machines adapted to him. That synergy allowed him to control races, conserve tires, and push rivals to the edge. The SF25, by contrast, forces him into a constant battle, a mismatch that no amount of skill alone can fully overcome. Now, I want to hear your thoughts. Which do you think is worse, a car that ruins qualifying or a car that ruins race pace? Comment below and explain your choice. I'll be reading your answers. And here's a quick yes, no. Do you think setup adjustments alone can fix a car's DNA? While you weigh that, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. Every new subscriber helps us get closer to 1,000 and ensures you don't miss the next chapter, where we explore Ferrari's tough choice: adapt the car to Hamilton or force him to adapt to the car. Now, let's talk about Ferrari's dilemma. Hamilton has made it crystal clear the SF25's philosophy doesn't suit him. But changing a car's DNA isn't a simple tweak. It's a major decision that strikes at the heart of the team's engineering approach. Ferrari has built this car around a philosophy that rewards aggressive inputs and sharp reactions, designed with other drivers in mind. Now they're faced with a choice: either adapt the car to Hamilton's smooth, rhythm-driven style or continue expecting him to adjust to a machine that fights him at every turn. Making that change mid-program is risky. Altering the core design could affect performance across the board, not just for Hamilton. It might take months of testing, a complete overhaul of aerodynamic balance, suspension response, and setup philosophy. And there's the calendar to consider. F1 seasons move fast, and mistakes are costly. On the other hand, waiting for the 2026 regulation reset offers a clean slate, a chance to design a car that flows with Hamilton from day one. But the risk there is obvious too. Every lost season pushes him closer to the tail end of his career, and time is not on Ferrari's side if they want to end their nearly two-decade title drought. This is why Hamilton's comments are more than just bold, they're a challenge. They're a clear blueprint for Ferrari. The driver is telling you exactly what must change. Ignore it, and you risk wasting the final golden years of a 7-time world champion. Listen, and you could unlock one of the most powerful driver-car combinations the sport has ever seen. Now, I want your opinion. Would you back Ferrari changing the car mid-season or wait for 2026? Vote in the comments. For change now before wait until next year. And while you're thinking about that, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Every subscriber helps us reach our 1,000 subscriber goal and keeps you up to date with the latest F1 drama. Beyond the technical struggle, Hamilton has been dealing with a very human challenge this season. He's admitted that driving the SF25 feels unnatural, and for someone who has built a career on instincts, rhythm, and feel, that takes a real toll. Every time he steps into the car, he has to fight against the habits that have made him one of the greatest drivers in history. It's exhausting, both physically and mentally, and it shows in the roller coaster nature of his results. One weekend he feels almost reborn, running deep into the race with glimpses of brilliance, and the next, he's struggling to find confidence even in qualifying. The Tifosi have been part of this story too. Hamilton has openly praised their passion, saying that seeing Monza filled with cheering fans gave him goosebumps. Their belief keeps him fighting, even when the car doesn't, but he's also made it clear that admiration alone isn't enough. They deserve more than 6 places, they deserve championships, and Hamilton's honesty about the challenges he faces shows he's committed to delivering that, but only if Ferrari provides a car that allows him to drive naturally. Time is a factor too. At 40 years old, Hamilton's window for an 8th world championship is shrinking. That's why he's drawn a line in the sand. 2026 has to be different. He won't accept another car that forces him into alien habits. Every season lost without a car suited to his style is another step away from adding to his legacy. Ferrari must act, and they must act decisively. The emotional and career stakes make this more than a technical issue. It's about preserving the final golden years of a legend. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you rather see Hamilton retire gracefully or keep fighting for one more title? Share your thoughts in the comments. And here's a quick yes, no poll. Do you think he can still win an 8th championship with Ferrari? While you answer that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like the video. Every subscriber helps us reach our goal of 1,000 and ensures you stay updated with all the drama, insights, and behind-the-scenes analysis in F1. Now let's imagine the best-case scenario. What could happen if Ferrari actually listens to Hamilton and takes his advice seriously? Picture this, a car built around his instincts, flowing with his natural rhythm, enhancing his smooth driving style rather than fighting against it. Combine that with Leclerc's aggressive approach, and you could have a driver pairing capable of pushing each other to unprecedented heights. Hamilton attacking corners with precision, carrying speed confidently, while Leclerc complements him with his own intensity. It could be the ultimate one-two combination. Technically, this would mean a car with balance tuned to his style, a more predictable rear, and a front end that rewards finesse over aggression strategically. Ferrari could leverage Hamilton's experience to control races and manage tires more effectively, turning potential chaos into a structured championship campaign. The payoff, not just points, not just podiums, but a real shot at ending Ferrari's nearly two-decade title drought. The consequences of getting it wrong, though, are just as high. Hamilton's final golden years could be wasted, and his legacy at Ferrari might be remembered more as a gamble that never paid off than a fairy tale comeback. This is why every word Hamilton has spoken is so powerful. He's not just venting frustration or issuing criticism, he's diagnosing the problem and providing a clear solution. The SF25 must be the last Ferrari built on a philosophy that doesn't suit him. The car of 2026 must be different. Adapt, and you unleash one of the greatest comeback stories in modern Formula One. Ignore it, and you risk squandering the final chapters of a legendary career. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Vote in the comments. Will Ferrari fix this? Type FIX if you believe they will, or fail if you think they'll stick to the old philosophy. And while you do that, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video. Every new subscriber gets us closer to our goal of 1,000 and ensures you don't miss future F1 breakdowns just like this. So there you have it, the technical, emotional, and strategic story behind Hamilton's explosive comments and the potential that lies ahead if Ferrari listens. The next season isn't just another chapter. It could redefine Hamilton's legacy and the future of the Scuderia. Stay tuned, because in Formula One, every decision counts, and this one might change everything.